camera.
Keith, you do the intro this time. I always do the intros. Do an intro.
Do an intro?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hell yeah, I get to flex my voice, even though it's phlegmy from my allergies. All right, guys, welcome to the Shrimp and Grits podcast. We have a special guest today, very, very good friend of us, especially me. I love fucking Jay. Jay Agbon. I mean, I ain't gonna
Say especially me, like Jay and I are.
We have
friends.
special talk.
I mean, we're sitting on the couch together right here.
Yeah, y'all are close. That's true.
Yeah. Jay Agbon.
Yo, what's good,
Hey,
people?
Jay
What's
Agbon. Now we all clap. Keith, don't forget to clap.
Big fan of the podcast.
Even Jay's clapping.
I was listening to it on the way over here. It
yeah?
was the third time I've listened to it, so big fan.
That's funny.
Which episode were you listening to?
Castains.
Yeah, that's the only one worth listening to so far.
Nah, man, we got some good content. Don't do that.
Yeah. No, it's a funny episode. It's the most viewed episode so far, bro. You might beat them.
Maybe. I'm gonna hold it over if I do.
Yeah.
You gonna walk in
I'm
the house.
gonna delete that episode. I'm gonna make it private.
You gonna walk in the house, be like, 65 views, nigga.
Yeah, what's
he
good,
gonna know
nigga?
what the hell you talking about. he gonna know what the hell you
And
talking
then y'all
about.
gonna have Jamal on, and it's gonna crush us. That's the one that's gonna go viral.
You think?
Probably.
He's kind of
I
sad.
don't know what the fuck Jamal wants to talk about.
I mean, I don't know. You get him to talking about bitches, and he'll like go
Yeah.
for hours.
Oh man, him and Keith together.
No, I mean, yeah, because I always trash him. I
Bitches?
always trash Jamal, yo.
Oh, I thought you
About
meant
like women.
Women. Oh,
I'm like, yo,
trash
Jamal,
him.
what are you doing lately? Yeah, you know, man, you know. I'm like, all right, Jamal, okay, all right.
Well, this isn't Jamal's episode.
It's
God
not- it's
damn
not-
it.
yeah,
Jay's
you're right.
It's
It's
Jay's
Jay.
episode.
This is Jay Agbon. Jay Agbon, freaking. Here's my biography of Jay Agbon. Ready? He grew up in a small village in Egypt or something. He was in the Air Force for 24 years.
As he laughs like an African while you do
my
that. That's
God.
funny as shit.
That is, I know that because it's the dumb. Okay, wrong part of Africa. And I didn't grow up in a village. Fuck you, man.
First of all, that wasn't really a knock on you being African. I was just making up your biography. I don't even know anything about your life. I purposely not asked, just in case I eventually started a podcast.
And just in case you had a podcast and wanted me to, okay, yeah. I grew up in. I was born in Nigeria, and then I was there for a while, and then we moved to Venezuela, and then America.
Oh,
and-
shit, you
I didn't even know that.
Venezuela?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
And then I grew up in Dallas, Texas, for the most part.
Why Venezuela? Just
My dad
all
is
the way?
my dad is a petroleum engineer, so he follows the oil. Like
Damn, your dad's Nigerian as fuck.
yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
That's kind of lit. I
You-
wish my dad.
That's
was
kind of
Nigerian.
cool, yo. That's pretty dope.
You didn't want
sounds
to take
cool.
the engineer route?
I tried, and then I I fucking my first semester in college, I got a 1.4 GPA trying to be an
Were
engineer.
you trying though? Were
Yeah,
you going?
yeah. Here's the thing: is that like I get math and I get science up to a certain point, but there are certain things I just don't make sense to me. Like I took, so my first semester I got a 1.4, and I took physics. I took calculus 1 in high school because I went to an engineering high school, right? And so I I took my first year in college, first semester. I took calculus 2, engineering physics 1, computer science, senior level course African American history, and intro to engineering. And those are all like
that shit
Yeah,
so
it's a
hard,
hectic
bro.
workload.
yeah, I mean, like there was no class in there that like should have been like most niggas take the majority of those classes sophomore to junior year, and I was taking them all freshman first semester, and I got a D in physics, Calc 2, and computer engineering, and then when I retook, I had to retake physics and Calc 2, but I had already signed up for physics 2 and Calc 3. And I passed physics 2 and Calc 3 with an A and failed both the Calc 2 and physics 1 again. And I was like, yeah, this isn't for me.
Damn.
Calculus is fucking hard, yo. Physics is hard too, but like if you understand, like, because it's all about trajectory and shit, right? Yeah. Once you get the math,
Pretty
down,
broad. Physics is pretty
man,
broad. There's a
it's-
lot going on.
Yeah, bro.
I just couldn't get the like. It was just like one part of physics 1 that kept fucking me up, and I was tension. It's dumb. I couldn't do it. Long story short, I couldn't do it. I switched to history and political science and graduated.
Which is just, switching to political science. It's a lot like giving up.
It's not giving up. It's still a degree. Giving up is going to Everest.
Yeah, I thought you went to DeVry.
Nah, it's still the
he
same
just did
though.
the commercials.
It's still the same.
It's all the same.
It's all the same.
You know, Lil Romeo out in the front of the.
I was about to say,
No, Lil
was
Romeo
it
got
Romeo?
the bullshit shit.
He was with IDC.
Yeah, he was.
ICDC
ICDC,
college.
yeah.
That shit. That was a bop. Remember commercials?
Yeah, I miss commercials, bro. They used to like have them. Now they're just kind of like, meh.
You don't even. I mean, I imagine you don't watch much cable television.
No, not cable. I mean, I see commercials on like I don't pay for premium Hulu, so I get commercials on my Hulu. So I see them shits. And
Don't you hate that shit, bro? They play the same commercials, the same fucking commercials.
I don't know anything about
Hymns.
this because I have the
Get
premium.
hymns.
I'm
Like,
a real one, and I am not broke. No, I am.
I'm about to say, bro.
I was
I
like-
do pay for the premium. I don't have any patience for ads.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, I'm poor, and I am like I will suffer through the ads just so I don't have to pay the extra $2.
I think a lot of people agree, but I don't know. Well, we should take out a Hulu ad because you can do local Hulu ads.
That's so funny.
Do one of the
Local
podcasts? Yeah, dude.
Yo, if
Pop
I
up
see
between
my
episodes
shit on
of
the
Bob's
fucking,
Burgers.
I'll flex that shit if I had a girl over.
Like, oh shit, I'm on TV, babe. Don't look.
Just
What was you gonna tell me you had a podcast? Bitch, look at the commercial. You got 30 seconds.
listen, look at me. Look at that sexy man right there.
Now, Jay. So obviously we brought you on because of the upcoming date. Next Sunday's Father's Day. And you've always been a dad to me. Now Jay's filming a comedy special, his first comedy special on June 23rd. Right?
June 23rd. I'm very excited. Very excited.
I'm like pretending like I don't know the date.
I know, right? Like
I'm the one
like,
filming it.
He's co-directing it. Yes. Yeah. No, I'm super excited. I'm fucking amped.
You excited? And it's
fucking
called
happy for you. Proud of
Responsible
you.
Child is what you're calling it.
Responsible Child. That's the name of it.
Why Responsible Child?
Because that's what I am. I'm not like I have it. You've heard me do the joke. I have like a joke about how I'm not an adult. I'm a responsible child. Listeners listen to the album. We'll go watch the special. It'll be there. But because I'm not, no one like they have this like everyone expects you, especially when you hit a certain age. People expect you to do like adult shit and be responsible instead. Like you're supposed to like have a house and shit.
Yeah,
You
but also
know.
I know.
You're old as shit,
But
you know.
also, because you from Nigeria, so
Yeah.
like that parent shit, they don't fuck around, bro.
No, they like I should have been married with kids by now. I'm 30, you know what I mean? But like I'm not like an adult. I don't consider myself. I didn't have like a stable job till I was like 26, and I moved out here for it. So it's like I've always been what I call like a responsible child. Like I pay bills. I'm responsible, but I'm a child at heart. I am still a big 12-year-old. That's it.
You're like it's like the middle ground.
Yeah.
You're transitioning to an adult eventually.
Out here drinking mango Hennessy.
I'm drinking mango Hennessy.
Yeah, you said you started your day with mango Hennessy. I didn't know
Well,
they made mango Hennessy.
No. They make Hennessy and then you mix it with the mixer I was drinking was mango juice.
yeah.
So to be fair, I started my day watching the new Spider-Man. I went to the movie, got up early, went to the movies, and then afterwards, I was going to this pregame to then go to an I'm a Piano day party. But then you texted me and you were like, "Do you want to come to the?"
yeah. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I scheduled that weeks in advance.
Yeah. I'm sorry. He texted to remind me about something I had no knowledge of. No. And then so then I was like, I was drinking. And I was like looking at the time, and I was like, okay, I gotta go. I gotta call an Uber, and then of course, it never works like you want it to.
Yeah. Do you look up reviews for movies before you see them?
Not for the theater. Like if I'm going to see a movie in the theater, it's probably because I know I want to see it.
Yeah.
But if it's like something that's like, I'm like fucking on Amazon Prime or like Netflix or something like that.
Oh hell yeah!
I'll go look at just to see if it's worth my time.
I know, which is funny because it's like an eighth of the price on Amazon, but you don't look it up for going to the theater, which is like $20.
I know, right?
All right, wait. So guess what? How that movie did? The new Spider-Man did, and I'm gonna tell you if you're right.
People love it, dude.
Oh yeah, it probably has like
You some on Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah.
I
think it's like
96.
critics. Yeah, critics is like 98, and like the regular people is like close. Is probably 100 or 99 or something.
Yeah, you're pretty close. The audience give it a 96. The tomato meter is 95.
Yeah, see,
That's pretty good.
It's
Yeah.
near perfect.
Solid numbers.
I was very happy watching that.
Did you like it more than the first one?
Yeah, but it's like I don't even like. honestly, I don't know if I want to compare it like that because it's like
Two different movies.
They're different movies, but like I don't want to take away from one to give to another. Like they're both fantastic fucking movies, and this one is like great and it ends fantastically. And I'm not gonna spoil shit, but I was super happy and excited, and I'm ready for the fucking third one. And if they land that, it's gonna be a perfect trilogy, and I can't wait. Because the black Spider-Man got the first perfect trilogy.
Well, I mean, I saw the first one. I mean, it's probably by far
That's
the
true. I
better
didn't think about
movie
that.
of all, compared to all of the Spider-Man movies, except for maybe like the first Tobey Maguire one, because that was a good movie.
Yeah.
No, but
Well-
it's a happy movie. It's a happy movie, like
Yeah.
entertaining one.
Do you think it's weird that like, oh, so you used to have a bunch of bits about like black representation in movies and stuff?
Yeah.
Remember that joke you had with like Julia Roberts or
Yeah,
something?
the slave cinematic universe. Yeah.
But I think about that sometimes. Like, how do you feel about and you as an individual, not speaking for all black people, how do you feel about okay, so Black Spider-Man exists. That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
But they made it animated. You know what I mean? Like why not invest?
Nah, give it time.
Yeah.
Give it time.
I mean, they're talking about bringing it to real life. Like listen, you can co-sign this. We ain't had nothing coming up. Like in the '90s, we had like black representation in like cartoons, but we ain't really have.
Well, you're like a superhero guy. Like,
Yes,
you
yeah,
like
yeah,
comics.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
a
love
lot of black.
Nah,
superheroes.
I mean, we had Blade and shit.
I'm about to say Blade, Spawn.
Yeah, but like
Spawn. Does Spawn count?
Spawn does count.
Spawn, but 'cause he's
an
over comic
anti-hero. Yeah.
Those are both very dark though. They're like kind of different than
Spawn
like, the
dark as
typical.
fuck.
Yeah, I mean Blade is too, but like, listen, I'm happy to get any dub we got. Like, yeah, it's animated. I think when I first saw it was gonna be animated, I was like, oh, that's kind of whack. And then I saw the movie, I was like, never mind, these niggas,
Yeah.
they did it fantastic. So
It's really artistic too. The style of animation is cool.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty sick. Like
As
I want
long-
to take shrooms and go watch that shit.
Listen, I'm doing it. I'm going to watch it again with friends, and we're gonna do shrooms.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's like the perfect movie for that.
But like, as long as it's done correctly, I don't give a fuck if
Yeah.
you animate
That's
it or
real.
not.
You see it 3D?
I haven't. No, I didn't see it. I might see it 3D
you
next
wear
time.
glasses, right? Like those are
Yeah.
prescription. Yeah, that's tough with the 3D glasses.
Yeah. It's okay. Maybe I'll get contacts.
Nah, man, I don't
I
see
have
that shit in
astigmatism
3D.
though, so I don't see 3D correctly with the glasses. I still see red and blue a lot. Like a lot of it. Doesn't
Even
work.
with the real 3D, because it's not.
With the new glasses.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they have like aviators now, which is kind of dope. It's better. When I was a kid, it was like pointless. Like I remember seeing Spy Kids, the first 3D movie. Remember
Oh,
that?
Spy Kids
the
3D.
first
That shit
3D.
was fantastic.
Yeah, bro. And I remember being like, I can't. This isn't 3D at all to me. And everybody's like, whoa! And I'm just like, all I see is like two of everything.
Spy Kids wilds me out so much because the first three movies, it's like a jokey kids movie, but they have so many Oscar nominated and Oscar award winning actors and actresses in that movie, in that series, that just pop up for like cameos.
Yeah, I do remember one of the older people in it was somebody really famous, but I don't remember who it was.
The whole movie. Okay, listen.
Wasn't John Travolta in it or some shit?
No, Sylvester Stallone was in the
Oh,
third
that's
one.
right.
It was Sylvester Stallone, Ricardo Montalban, who's like very famous from like Wrath of Khan, Star Trek 2,
Yeah.
and like he has like Emmys and Oscars and shit. They had Antonio Banderas,
That's a good
Carlo
Banderas.
Gugino. George Clooney is the president in the second and the third one.
Who played the thumbs?
The thumbs. I don't know who plays the thumb, but Tony Shalhoub is in the first one as the villain. Alan Cummings is in it, who's also the villain. Who's the dude from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Couldn't tell you.
The weird looking guy, like from the meme where it's like, "How do you do, young fellows?"
What, any other movies?
Fuck.
Google it, yo.
Wait, what is it?
He's I can. 1 second. I'm gonna look it up because I wanna.
It's also been a long time since I've seen the Spy Kid. They show like a picture of what the chick look like now, and you be like, I don't want to see this shit. She's fine, but like, yeah.
Spy Kids 2. Steve Buscemi, that's who it is.
Oh, you know what's funny is that's who I thought you were talking about, but you couldn't come up with it. I was gonna say like Con Air.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, I forgot he was in Con. But like, look at this. It's
cast.
Taylor Momsen, who got famous off of Gossip Girl. You got Emily Osment is in this. Danny Trejo. This is just in the second one.
Danny Trejo's in everything.
Yeah. But for
Yeah, here's the cast of like all of them, basically.
Sylvester
Robert
Stallone, Bill Paxton.
Yeah, what the fuck?
The amount of people that are in this series that are like Oscar awarded. Oh, Oscar
remember
Ricky
awarded.
Shannon
Gervais is
Shea.
in it?
Ricky Gervais, yeah.
I think
Ricky Gervais.
in the
who was-
fourth one, maybe.
he was the thumb.
No, he was.
No, bro, but why?
was
Hey,
the
all the
thumb.
thumbs are white though, bro.
Yeah, because white people are the villains.
Yeah, you under the white man's thumb.
Yeah, that is true. That's like one good thing about the lack of black representation in movies is that they're all like even all the villains are all white guys. They're just from like Eastern Europe.
You know what's crazy is like the one time there was a black villain was in Black Panther and he was the best villain in the whole
In the whole
Marvel
Marvel.
cinema.
Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, until
I didn't like that.
Thanos came.
I didn't like
Yeah.
that one that much.
And Thanos is a nigga. I don't care what anyone says.
He is.
He's a nigga with a Caesar cut. Like he
I mean,
got the
definitely
wig. He
played
got the
by a
wig.
white guy.
I mean, yeah, he's played by a white guy, but he's a white guy playing an alien playing a black guy.
He does have, yeah, you're kind of right because he has like somewhat black features and then he's got like a really deep voice.
He got the deep voice,
Yeah.
and he
He
got
also got the wisdom too.
also he
Yeah, the wisdom of black.
And he
He's
got the
an
hits.
alien, dude.
Bro, he was knocking people out without the gauntlet arm.
Yeah.
Well, he's like
he
9 feet
slapped
tall.
he slapped Hulk calm. I just want to I want you to think about that. How hard you got to
when he
punch a
chopped
nigga.
him.
You got to punch a nigga to make him cuz Hulk is just anger
Angry,
personified
yeah.
and he
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
want to come out. He slapped that nigga so hard. He was like, "Nah, I don't want no beef."
He just stayed
I'm
Mark
calm. I'm
Ruffalo.
good.
I'm just gonna remain Mark Ruffalo from now on.
I don't want no.
No, me no want no
Nah,
smoke.
No smoke. Slapped that nigga so hard he was like, "Nah,
So
you gotta
therefore he
keep-"
has to be black.
Yeah, he has to be
Yeah,
black.
yeah, that's true.
A white man couldn't slap the Hulk out of somebody.
Nah, because I know he's black because that's what black parents say. Is, I slapped the shit out of you. I slap you in the next week. I slap you so hard you get calm. That sounds like some black parent shit.
Damn.
Makes sense. Do you guys want to see the most wild video I've ever seen in my entire life?
Yes, what?
And the audience can see this too.
Nobody dying, right?
I mean, no promises. No, actually, no. The answer is no. Nobody dies, but
Good.
that'd be pretty fucking wild if that's what I was doing on this podcast,
Oh, I think I've seen this,
bro. This is so wild.
Oh wow, Valdosta.
Woo!
Is that not like the craziest fucking thing you've ever seen?
That's
fucking
crazy.
I mean, first of all, if you take off your headphones, you can hear it. You hear brakes start to screech.
How fast was she going?
120 miles an hour.
That's
Ooh.
crazy to be booming down the highway.
But not only
In
that,
like a Nissan
you
Sentra.
see fucking cops, and you still speak.
Yeah, because this is an accident right here.
yeah,
Which is nuts. But just the fact, so you hear brakes like right here. And then, I mean, also, how many times have you driven past one of these and you're like, I should fucking just, like,
Dude,
don't you think
yeah.
about doing that shit?
Dude,
For sure, but like you don't let the intrusive thoughts win.
you
you
think
let
that's what
Nicolas
happened? You think
Cage
she
do
was
that
like,
shit and gone in 60 seconds.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, she's watching too much John Wick.
Or Fast and the Furious. That's
Yeah.
some shit they do in
Yeah,
Fast
dude.
and the Furious.
I mean, that's been in movies for decades because nobody can avoid the thought of like, you want to do that shit. You want to go
But like
flying
you
off.
normally when you see an accident, you slow down to see what the fuck happened with the
You
accident.
slow
that
down
was
because
Still-
you also know it's cops there. Like that's just retarded.
I'd like to think she didn't even see the accident. She just saw her opportunity. And she was like, fuck that.
said whatever. When
I
else
don't,
am I
like,
gonna?
I don't
get
know
the
what
time?
she's going through in life. Bro, that's so nuts.
Probably fucking YOLO.
First of all,
bro.
also look at this dude.
Listen, if you're in the car, could you imagine being the passenger in that car? Like, hey, slow down.
Diane!
You go,
that's
you,
some real shit.
you go vaulting, and you're in the air, and you're just like, this bitch killed me.
You also now this is in Georgia, but guess where the driver's from?
Florida.
Florida, Tallahassee.
Yeah,
Valdosta is right there on the
Yeah.
borderline of
Yeah,
Georgia
yeah.
and Florida.
Probably going right back to Florida.
yeah, that's it.
This
That's your
is just
people.
how people leave Florida.
This is your people. These are
Yeah,
your people.
I'll claim them.
That's funny as shit.
But
That's not funny, but it's funny.
so like,
It's
look at this guy.
hilarious.
This guy's in the front of the tow truck, and she just clears this. Like, imagine being that fucking guy. He has no idea it's even happening. Also, in the car next to them, in the lane next to them,
Bro,
just driving along.
Like the car, because look at that, bro. That's so crazy.
I can't believe. I mean, thank God these cops were here to capture this on their fucking camera, on the little chest cam or whatever.
Yeah.
But then she misses that car, and that car just
Keeps going.
that car doesn't even stop. Look, wait,
keep driving.
homeboy's all the way over here now.
Yeah, keep
He
driving.
just kept going.
Keep driving. Hey, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Bro, I'm pulling over for that shit.
Absolutely.
Yo,
not.
what the fuck?
So
Oh, hell no.
21-year-old Florida driver was hospitalized, but it's unclear from the police report how seriously injured she was. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Pretty injured.
Women can't drive.
Tell your
Women
sister,
cannot drive.
Tell your sister to calm down. Stop driving like that, man. Do you have a sister? And
I
do you have
do,
siblings?
yeah. I did. My sister's she's not a bad driver, but I will say she used to be like, I think it was like drug-induced narcolepsy.
Okay.
Wait, that's when you fall asleep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she used to do shit like she lived in Miami, and she would go like drinking or whatever, and then like drive home like in the middle of the night after sleeping for a little. Like she was in one of those situations. Where she was
That was
trying to
something.
sleep it off.
That's some Miami shit though.
I mean,
For
they
sure.
live a different schedule.
Oh,
For
yeah,
sure.
Miami's crazy.
They start their night at like 1.
I went on a bros trip to Miami in 2019, and like that's where Miami Jay was born. Like the shit is, it's a whole fucking. Oh my god! I was there for 3 days, or I was there for 4 to 5 days, and I remember getting in the line to fly out of Miami International, and I like looked wistfully back over my shoulder, and I was like, I hope to never step foot in the city again.
No, dude, it's horrible. Like,
it was the most fun I think I've had as an like over 25, but also absolutely not.
yeah, it's like going to an amusement park where it's like this is lit, but there's so many people. It's so expensive. It's hot.
so
like
expensive.
it's rough.
Yeah,
but
it is
so my
expensive.
sister's driving. It's late at night. She pulls up to a red light and she just falls asleep, bro. And somehow she falls asleep, and I guess while she's like asleep, she like puts the car in neutral on accident. Like just accidentally bumps the
How?
car into neutral and then falls asleep completely. And then it wakes up to a firefighter just like knocking on the window, and like everybody's got flashlights pointed at her all around her and shit. And she just wakes up. She's like, "Oh my god!" And this is some. I'm not even gonna call. I mean, like she's white, but this is like some like. This is like women privilege in
Yeah.
Miami because she was like a Miami chick. She was young or whatever. My
Had her titty
sister.
out.
And yeah, probably. I mean, you're not wrong. And the cop who was there, like, didn't get her. She wasn't in trouble, and the cop drove her car home, and had his partner follow them, and then like walks her upstairs, goes into the apartment. They walk in. Her roommate's smoking a blunt.
And then what?
What?
That sounds like the start of a porno.
Oh yeah. I was like,
it's like-
but yeah, her roommate was like smoking a blunt and stuff, and then he was just like, "All right, you guys have a good night." It's like, bro, that would never happen to me.
no,
that
you would have
definitely
been.
wouldn't happen to us.
Yeah, we
No.
would be
No,
dead.
Y'all
and
might
you'd
be
in
dead.
jail.
Yeah, I would be in jail for sure. I'd be in jail. Not for that long.
Actually, I have had. I've never had like that wild happen, but I have had a cop like. I thought I was done when I'm in college. I'm like walking across the campus in college, stumbling home drunk. I got in with a fake ID, and so I'm like smoking a cigarette, drunkenly stumbling across campus, and like a cop, not a campus cop, but like a real cop stops me and is like, "Oh, do you live here? Like, are you trespassing?" And I'm showing him my ID and stuff. Like, and I'm showing him my real I like, this is how stupid I was. I showed him my real ID, and he was like, "Where are you coming from?" And I'm like, "The bars." And he kind of looked at me, and I was just like,
fuck.
I'm like,
Slipped. Well, I mean, you can't hand him the fake.
yeah, I can't hand
Yeah,
him the
nah.
fake. And so he looks at me, and he looks at the ID, and he's like, "Well, where are you going?" And I was like, I was so drunk, all I could do was point at my dorm, and it was like across campus, and he just was like, "Get in the car," and I was like, "Oh, fuck, I'm God." And he drove me to the fucking door of my
real?
dorm and like let me out and was like, "Just don't be stupid." And I was like,
Yeah.
We
I
need
respect
more
that
cops
a lot.
like that. Yeah, we need cops like that. I've met
he
my
had a-
fair share of cool cops, but I think the uncool cops wouldn't be that uncool to me, and that's the problem. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've met. For every good cop situation, I've had like so many more worse.
In Tampa, I'll say we got pulled over all the time because we just looked like degenerates. Mixed car of people, I would say. I will say this, I got pulled over like twice in the same week with my friend Marquise in the front seat. And he's got like dreads and shit. And I feel like it was definitely for sure like, it's like, oh, all of a sudden I'm getting pulled over more often. But no matter what, I'll be driving my mom's car. They'd come up to the window and be like, "It smells like weed. We have to search the car." And it's like, bro, we don't smoke weed in here. It's my mom's car. Like, I know it doesn't smell like weed. And, it's the free pass to just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. Dude, I had one cop. He was a dick. The only cop that ever gave me like a ticket. And it was coming like on 290, get like on 95, getting on 295, and you gotta like slow down just a little bit. and I slowed down a lot. He was like, "You didn't do it quick enough." He just gave me
funny.
a ticket.
That's a funny. Whoa, what a dick move to be like.
Yeah.
That's a man who had a quota.
Yeah,
That's it.
like you're taking your time, like you're being careful.
Man,
Ticket.
that shit pissed me off.
Do you have a lot of jokes about? So I guess I kind of misread it. So responsible child is more a reflection of what you are now.
Yeah.
Not your childhood at all.
No.
Were you a responsible child?
Not particularly. I was kind of like, I was too smart for my own good. I was one of them niggas that was like smart, and I knew I was smart, and I would like do dumb shit because I knew I could get away with it because no one would think it was me because I was the smart kid.
Like you're covering your tracks and shit.
Yeah, partially, and partially I was just like, I knew if I like operated a certain way, like no one would suspect it was me that was like doing the dumb bad shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I was responsible in a way, but like irresponsibly responsible.
A lot of kids don't realize that you can fly under the radar and do whatever the fuck you want if you're like polite.
That's you can,
but somebody's gonna notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like as a kid, I didn't do any schoolwork, and I was always late to class, and I would skip all the time and that kind of shit. But I was so nice to my teachers.
Oh yeah, if you're not an asshole and you're affable, you can get away with almost murder.
Yeah.
And I actually Ted Bundy, you can get away with murder. You can literally get away with murder.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know
like,
if I'm that charismatic.
yeah, right. But I mean, I was the same way as a kid. I would just like, whenever I would just like be polite and get away with so much dumb shit that I was doing as a kid. I was one of those kids that was like, I think my report card was always just like, very smart, doesn't apply himself.
Yeah, I got that a lot. That's like the perfect thing to ride though, because the expectations are really low. And then you do like one thing well, and they're like, "See, and then they're proud of you.
Yeah,
get off your back." Yeah, I did a bit of that. We were talking about math earlier. I was in calculus BC in senior year, like the highest calculus you can take in high school, and it's like every year of math leading up to that, I got like D's. Yet I was always, they're like, but you passed the highest math class you could have taken, so now you got to keep moving up.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, I'm clearly not doing the math. Like, I'm not doing the math. I would just take like the finals, and like I would use like old school algebra to solve calculus questions. It took like 3 times as long. Like I didn't know what I was doing, but I could figure it out, kind of thing. And it kind of fucked me because I was like, man, I should have failed one of these classes.
It's like the Peter principle in like middle management, right? Like you achieve to your highest level of failure. So if you keep doing well, even by accident, they will keep promoting you along.
Yeah.
And so, because same way in high school, I did everything up until calculus BC, and it was like at a certain point I had to learn that sometimes you have to be mediocre so that people won't force you to achieve what you don't want to achieve.
Yeah, but that's the thing is when you're a kid, you don't know what you don't want to achieve. Like I didn't think of school as like none of those things you're doing in school was what I wanted to do. So it was just like a means of getting a degree. I didn't see any value in that whatsoever.
Yeah.
And my parents didn't expect me to go to college. So when I didn't, they were like, okay.
I mean, like, my inclination is to be like, that's a dream, because I came from a place where it was like, I remember I told my dad I wanted to go to art school, and this nigga to this day denies he said this, but anybody with African parents, this is true. I told my dad I wanted to go to art school because I was like a pretty good painter, very good drawer, very good artist, and I was like, I want to go to art school, and this nigga laughed at me, and like my dad does not laugh, like he just booming African laugh.
He didn't come here from Nigeria for you to paint little pictures.
For me to paint, he was like, if you want to go to art school, you can go get like a minor in art in college,
right,
while you get your engineering degree, but you're not. And I was like, no, I'm gonna go to art school. And he laughed. He called his brothers and sisters in Nigeria. He called my Uncle Joe, and then they laughed. And then my Uncle Paul got on the line.
That's so fucking embarrassing.
And it was like a chain of like people laughing. And then he was like, no, you're going for your engineering. And we got into like fights over it. And I was like, I remember the last conversation we had on it, I was like, I'm going to go to art school. And if you don't want to pay for it, or you don't want to like be cool with it, I'm going to go. Because he was like, I'm not going to help you pay for it, so you got to apply for scholarships. And I was like, I'll do that. And he's like, you're not going to get it because it's need-based. And both of my parents are there, so we're not rich, but we just have a dual parent income, which is like, impossible to get good scholarships based off on, like, even if you're not rich, two parents in a household.
Well, you gotta be
makes
like single parent under like 30,000.
Yeah, you have a 2-parent household, my nigga, you're fucked when it comes to financial aid.
Yeah.
And so he's like, you're not gonna get financial aid. And my threat to him was, I'll go to the fucking army. I'll go to the fucking military and they'll pay for me to go to art school. And in the most serious voice, the angriest I've ever seen this nigga, he got so solemn and he was like, you can go apply to the army, but you will wake up in the bush, which is the Nigerian way of being like, we will put you on the first plane to Africa and you will never be alive. We will burn your American passport.
Goodness
Damn.
gracious. So
like,
pretty much he was living the life of Zohan, bro. Don't mess with the Zohan. I want to do art.
To cut hair.
I need to cut hair.
And they were like, nah, bro, you get out here and you do this engineering shit. And then when I felt that, they were like, okay, well, you're still not doing art. Go do political science. Go be a lawyer. And then I felt that. And then
The sentiment of a dad being like, I want my son to do what I do is interesting to me because like I had such the opposite. Like my dad was like, well, you can't handle anything I've done. Like, you're gonna have to aim way lower than I did because my dad's like, I think if I surpass my dad, he would feel a little defeated. It's unhealthy, but I think that's kind of where that came from. Like I felt that, so my son won't succeed at it. It's like I'm not a bitch like that. Like I'll try. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? We don't have any of the things in common though for like goals, but 'cause my dad's also like a very smart guy, like engineer style, like mathematician kind of guy.
okay.
But yeah, and I am so not.
So do you want your kids to do better than you? Like, would you want them to follow you in the video, or would you want them to be
in
an
the
engineer?
video? Is that what I'm doing, dude?
Well, comedy video. You're a multi hyphenate.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean it's all a means of doing
Artiste.
comedy though. You know what I mean? Like I only do video so I don't have to have a job.
Yeah,
Really.
Which dreams, But
You're so good at it, though.
well, that's the thing. If you do comedy, very rarely does the child of a comedian also funny. Right?
I don't know if they're not funny, but I don't know if they want to pursue comedy. But a lot of kids also don't want to do what their parents are doing.
Yeah.
Like actively don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really like that. It was just we didn't line up. But
So if your kid came to you and was like, I want to be a comedian like that, would you like support that dream?
I'd like to think that I would. Yeah, I'd like to think that I would. But also, what if they were trash? You ever think about that? Like if you had a kid who was doing stand up, they're like 20 years old.
You all start out trash.
Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
starts out. If they're like 10 or 10 years in and they're still just, and it's like objectively not good, I would sit my kid down and be like, hey, maybe you should think about writing.
Like, hey, yeah.
Maybe you should
Maybe
think
you should
about
punch up my joke.
Maybe you should be a comedic actor. You know what I mean? Like,
You ever thought about improv?
So what are we doing? What are we doing?
yeah. What are the plans here, King?
You start giving them props.
Like-
Maybe try a puppet.
The stand up not working. You ain't got it. It'd be like Succession. Where have you seen Succession?
Yeah.
Where Logan's talking to Kendall and he's just like, "You don't have that killer in you, King."
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Hey, bro, you ain't got it." I want to be very honest with my kids. Like I'm
you
not
should
gonna
be.
want to hurt their feelings, but I do want them to be. Because my dad was ruthlessly honest with me, to almost detrimentally so, and I kind of want to keep that going within reason.
Yeah, I mean, same. I guess it's good, but also can be a little harsh, I guess. But you got to be supportive and honest. Those are the
Yeah.
two, because they don't always go hand in hand. My dad will say shit like, bro, I walked into his house a couple months ago. I walk in, he hasn't seen me in a few weeks. I walk in, the first thing he goes, you look clean. He's like, like, what do you even mean? Like, of drugs? Or I look like I've showered? Like my outfit?
It's
You
like you're
look
taking better
clean.
care of yourself.
Look, you look clean is such a wild thing to say.
Yeah. It's like saying hey, you don't look fat. It's like, what? What are you implying? You know what I mean?
That you used to look fat.
Fucking whack. He'll be like, I'm sorry, and I'm like, what? He's like, you got your grandpa's legs. And I'm like, what do you? I didn't even know I had weird legs. Has anybody ever told you
You
walk
gotta
weird
fight your
or something?
dad. You gotta fight your
Oh,
dad.
bro, I'm gonna beat his ass one day.
Yeah, out here being straight disrespectful.
This actually comes up a lot.
You gotta physically fist fight your dad. Because it sounds like he's just trying to nag you.
He kind of is a little. But wait, what did I just ask? What did I just say?
I've talking about wanting to fight your father and,
Yeah.
and how he's insulting you a lot.
No, I feel like I was headed somewhere else, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh
It's
my
okay, it
God.
doesn't matter.
Just come out and ask me random questions. Are you still braiding hair in jail? You're like, what?
Anyway. All right, hold on. I got something. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Okay. You get to pitch a sitcom.
Oh.
Anything you want.
Okay.
You get to your total dream cast. There's no budget restrictions whatsoever.
Okay. Okay.
What are you going with? And I know this is like spur of the moment. Like I haven't given you any time to think about this.
You can't.
It's got to be quick.
You have not. I have like a bunch of sitcoms in my head that I would love to do. Some are like spinoffs or like continuations of things. But like for me, I want to do a sitcom that's loosely based. It's like a quote unquote workplace comedy, loosely based around a guy who's running a late night show, and it's like. Basically, it's like, what would it be like to be like, you're a comedian doing a late night show, and you're like the quote unquote Trevor Noah, like you're the guy after the guy, right? Like after David Letterman or after Jon Stewart. Now it's your turn to run this thing, and you it's like
so like Trevor Noah came in for Jon Stewart.
Yeah, like Trevor Noah came in for Jon Stewart, or Jimmy Fallon came in after David. Was it Jimmy Fallon who replaced David Letterman? Who replaced David Letterman?
I thought it was it wasn't Jimmy Fallon. It was Jimmy.
Oh no, what's the other Jimmy, right?
It was Kimmel.
Jimmy
Kimmel.
Was
It was
Kimmel?
Kimmel. I think it was Kimmel.
Okay,
Well, they're all the same fucking.
Because
shit.
Letterman is in where was Letterman? Was
Letterman
was
was CBS, I think.
He was
if
like
it's
the main,
CBS, it's New York. Also, could be wrong because they have
whoever plays Letterman, like the idea basically is that it would be called The Report with Andre Davenport, and it would be based around Andre Davenport, who's a comedian.
Name and everything.
Yeah, you know, I got stories, I got everything.
I mean, don't give too good of an idea away.
Yeah. This is copyrighted to me. No, like it would just be based around like the late night, the guy being a late night person, like doing that transition from stand up to late night, and like having all the hackney, like having a writers group that like is half niggas you fuck with and half people that like. The higher ups are like, we think he's great, and it's just like a dude who's like, you know, and we've run into him in comedy, those like hack dudes who just kind of like know the right people. No, I'm not saying no names. I'm not saying no names. But like we all know people who are like not funny, but they just hitch their wagon to the right fucking star at the right time and like managed to get higher up than they should have ever been, and so now they're in like a writer's room, or they're like, you know, touring, and you're like, who is your audience, king? Like,
right, they get like one joke through every month.
Exactly. And so it's like, it would just be like following him and like his cast of like friends as they like are pursuing, you know, and like you follow some of the writers, they're pursuing stand up, and like them, and like Andre like is trying to like develop his show and what that looks like for him and stuff like that.
Well, who's Andre played by?
If I could do, honestly, I'd want like a no-name lesser comedian, like
you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like it probably maybe me, or honestly, I would like to play one of the side characters.
Keith, are you literally falling asleep right now?
I am agreeing with you guys. I'm literally listening and agreeing with you guys.
My conversation is so boring. Keith is falling asleep.
No, I'm following. I'm listening.
Keith,
in full uncle mode. Yeah.
Keith, that is a 4K camera.
Cutter 4K.
You gonna go back and you gonna edit
I'm
this
gonna
shit.
clip
Like,
that shit up.
Yo, look at this Yo, no, I'm listening.
Okay, Keith. Keith, I love Keith so much. He's like I always be making fun of him because he's like an uncle. He's like a black uncle.
Yeah, everybody's uncle.
He is, but like from the way he dressed to the way he carry himself, he's just an uncle.
Like he seems young. He's a little handsy.
That's my love language.
He wear fitted tracksuits, like complete tracksuit outfits.
He's usually wearing one color.
Yeah, I like, and he has like obtuse colors. Like this is mauve. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
he's going.
how the fuck you know that?
Wears a lot of pastels.
I did art.
If
He's an artist. Okay, Dad.
He was listening and not falling asleep.
If he was paying attention, I did art. I know colors. I know my color wheel. You know
Nah, it's good. I love this color. It looks good on my legs.
He got a little mauve, and I'm sure you got a matching top. I've seen you in the matching top actually. For this one?
No, I wore this and somebody said that shit don't match. At fucking Hotbed.
That shit was funny.
It was like, man, that shit don't match.
Nah, you got
I was like, that's the whole point. I didn't want it to match. And it was like, you wanted it to match.
See, that's some uncle shit. That's some uncle shit an uncle would say. We're like, oh, that don't matter. Nah, it matter. You don't know nothing
bro.
about.
Worried about
you don't know
matching.
nothing about fashion,
Not
nephew.
even matching, just like looking all right.
Listen, you don't know nothing about fashion, nephew. I'm just this was look.
He did tell me once, he was like, you can't wear light shoes with dark pants.
Oh yeah.
And I disagree.
I disagree with that. I think you can.
Yeah,
as long as
racist.
as long as they're like neutral colors, right? Like if you're wearing white shoes with black pants, it like or like
So
navy
what
pants.
color does the shirt have to be?
So I generally operate on neutrals and brights. So if you're wearing like a neutral color like black, white, beige, navy, olive, or taupe, which is kind of like beige, then you can wear that with any other neutral color. Doesn't matter. Plus one bright, and it'll look good as a silhouette.
Hey man, I want to see y'all's closets.
My closet is mostly black, gray, this color pant, blue
I
jeans.
fucks with them pants heavy.
I do
And
fuck with these
the
pants.
olive pants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
olive pants are lit.
I'm
think they're very
trying to
underrated.
embrace my true style, which has never changed since I was a little kid, which is that I skateboard.
Yeah.
And it just has, I'm literally wearing, this is a skate park at Tampa t-shirt.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think my style has evolved from skater chic to like now it's like Silicon Valley stepdad,
Yeah.
like black stepdad. Obviously, like I'm hearing like linen shorts and a
Linen
mesh
shorts look lit, bro.
and like a mesh black top with like
I never seen a
chunk
mesh
whites. You know what I mean?
I do
shirt
feel like you're driving
the
a bunch of
pocket.
kids to like an away game for like your kids' baseball game or
Yeah,
something.
but I still look fashionable, and I'm definitely like if like
You're the guy who's like, why is his legs are weirdly athletic?
yeah.
Oh, you dropped them off at a Kids Bop concert. And you're
Yeah.
just in the back.
I'm chilling, like, but I own a tech firm and some shit. Like if you saw me, I look like I'm like at a Starbucks drinking, waiting for my kids to finish gymnastics across the across the way. Like I'm cool.
Honestly, the glasses are an interesting. Like you're wearing like celebrity glasses almost, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they're like slightly tinted.
They're slightly tinted. They're actually transition lenses, which is even better because like then when I'm in the sun, it looks like I'm like walking with like nice
But they never
shades.
fully. Oh, I guess it's because of the light.
Yeah, it's because
So it's like slightly dim. It's kind of a cool look though.
hey man, listen,
The Weinstein glasses.
I'm
Those jazz glasses.
you know.
You know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
Well, it's a different vibe, I guess, if a white guy wears those. I do think that's funny. There's certain style choices that if white men make them or black men make them, like it doesn't work,
Yeah.
but it works for the other. Do you know what I mean?
Like
Not to exclude every other ethnicity.
like bald head, big beard.
Bald head, big beard works for white guys and black guys, I think.
It does, but it denotes like if you're a white guy with a bald head, big beard, you're one of two. Either you're far left or you're far right.
Like far right, meaning a bunch of tattoos.
Yeah, like you're either like borderline like MAGA, you wear the little fucking wraparound Oakleys, or you're like
Little string in the back.
Yeah, or you're a fucking hippie and you're just kind of like you like have a bunch of like leftist tattoos and you got a sickle and a hammer tattooed on you. And you're, oh.
I do think about that
Seems
sometimes.
to me as
What
a production.
like how people view me having tattoos.
I don't think your tattoo's bad though. Man. They're actually like,
Also, your whole like demeanor is like skater boy chic. So
Yeah,
it's like
I think I look pretty
tattoos
liberal,
Make sense.
mostly.
Yeah.
That's hopefully the vibe I'm trying to give off. People used to not. If I like, when I first started comedy, I had my hair all done up and stuff because I was a server and I had to have a hairstyle.
Yeah.
Like it was like required for the restaurant, which is weird. It's a fancier place, and I would walk around with that haircut, bro. People would just assume that I was like some like rich asshole from Bethesda or some shit.
You can like switch between punk rock and douche very quickly.
Yeah, I can. If I put on a flannel, dude.
oh yeah, you'll definitely look like you drink Tall Boys.
Is that did you put yourself together when you met Matilda's parents? Is that like
No, not at all. They're like degenerates. I mean, they're not actually at all. They're both like very successful.
Yeah,
in
one's
their
a
careers.
professor.
Yeah, one's a professor. The other one's an LA Times reporter.
that's so fun?
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Matilda comes from money. Like, hold on, wait
She
a
comes
minute.
from money, like chill money, but money.
That's so funny.
Ain't no
Yeah.
chill money. That's money.
I just mean like they didn't like live lavish.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah.
They kept it
just upper
smart.
middle class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is true. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. I always think about. I overthink how I look to the society, like how I'm like depicted.
Yeah,
Or, like how
right.
I do think part of it is like the new age of being white. Like one of the one of the struggles of being white in this day and age is like just trying to make sure people know you're not one of the horrible whites. It's like that's like a big part of my style choices, I think.
Please, I'm okay. Help me. Please don't. Oh,
We were originally gonna have a white guest today, and I was like, "Nah, we can't do it."
That's so funny. Who was the original guest today?
There wasn't one.
Oh, there wasn't
It
one.
was actually kind of supposed to be Jamal. We had to reschedule. He was hectic.
Cause he over there cooking. He ain't doing nothing.
He's not cooking.
He had to go to an open house today, so.
I haven't been to the house since this morning, so I don't know what he's doing.
He's doing stuff.
Yo, they're beating his meat.
He's really enthusiastic about when I'm doing the podcast, though, and I always think he's doing a bit, and he's just not gonna come.
No,
You know
he
what I'm
loves doing podcasts. Jamal loves talking about himself.
Good. That helps, dude. Because I struggle. I got another video. It's almost as crazy as some. This is like
Okay.
it's another accident. Person flying through the air. It's nuts.
Jesus Christ. Do you just find these videos of people flying through the air and you're like, you know what? Let's watch these.
Pretty much.
Fine. Is
it okay with you, bro?
No, of course it's okay. It's great with me.
See what this video is, yo. Oh shit.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that in real time. That shit was so funny.
Yeah, I mean, this is already, by the time this gets on the internet, it'll be all over the place. But
This happened recently?
Yeah.
yeah, so we're watching
Wow.
Joe Biden
That
falling
shit.
at the Air Force Academy graduation.
That shit was so funny because I can't say what I would do for my day job, but I work in news and we were like covering this graduation because he was giving a speech at it, a commencement speech, and I saw that happen in real time, and I thought it was like a glitch or something because he was there.
In a way, it is.
He was there, and then like he like went out of the frame of the camera, and then the camera like panned down, and I was like, oh my fucking Christ.
Couldn't they just not pan down?
That shit was so funny.
Here's the thing, though, too. So there's a couple things to break down here. Like this dude who just probably shook hands with the president.
Yeah, he doesn't know what happened. He's
No.
smiling the
Yeah.
whole
He's
through.
graduating from the Air Force
walks away
Academy.
smiling.
That's a tough 4 years. You know what I mean? And he's walking away. His parents are proud of him. He gives his first salute as like a full-blown graduated Air Force guy. And then Biden falls behind him. Yeah, you're right. He has
How
no
do you
idea.
fall
He
forward
just
like
keeps-
that?
Dude, here's the thing about Biden falling is that nothing will stop him from fully like flopping on the ground.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Like there's no arm goes down.
Well, he falls like an old person.
He fell like forward like that.
Falls like a sack of potatoes.
Ooh.
It's
Look at the Secret Service person guy. Hold on, scroll back real quick. Look at the Secret Service person behind him, like when he falls down. The guy in the glasses. Hold on.
I was about to say, look at the dude that's making the face.
oh my
Yeah,
god,
that-
yeah. Damn, he jumps up.
He
Look at this
jumps
guy.
up.
Yeah, this guy's face.
No, the dude next to him. To
Which
the
one?
left.
Oh, over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both pretty in shock. They
The-
both saw
he
that
is
happen.
in
The
disgust.
Secret Service guy, though, you're right. He was up quick. Well, is he laughing? Bro,
is
there's
in
no
dis-
way that man's smiling right now, right?
That shook his hand already?
No, the Secret Service guy.
No, he's not laughing. He has the white face, the ope face, the
This kind of looks like a smile.
Like, I gotta take care of this shit again.
Yeah.
It's the
Pretty
5th
blurry.
time you failed, bro.
I know at a certain point, bro. Like,
I believe that nigga be falling all the time.
That's what I'm
like
saying.
when the cameras aren't on,
Eat some bananas, man. Get your fucking get your joints up.
it's potassium.
get your potassium,
Dude,
get your,
it's really pretty crazy. I mean, they're obviously trying to keep him away from the cameras a lot of the time, right? Like they don't want him to be doing too much.
What is he? Just at that point, just make a clone of him.
I think this is the clone or
The
allegedly.
clone out here fucking up.
A clone of him, but what? He's the same age. You know what I mean?
He's 3 years younger every time they clone him.
Just three,
They're
though.
just 3.
It's not that
Otherwise
noticeable.
Otherwise, it's noticeable immediately.
3 years. Man, and then I mean, to his credit, he gets up on his own. Well, no, not
Barely.
on his
Nigga,
own.
look at that
really,
shit.
like-
Help me.
Yeah, all right. he had
Everybody help
several
me.
people help him.
Oof,
actually.
man. That's
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh.
And then he points down to
was-
blame the ground.
The little grate he's on, y'all
Somebody
filming.
left a raisin right there. Y'all gotta stop leaving raisins around.
Somebody left a tiny gust of wind over there.
You see
Look,
that shit?
Blaze blaming the
look-
ground, dude.
You see that shit?
I'm looking at the people. He's trying not to laugh. The person next to him is like, "What the fuck?"
This is a girl.
Yeah,
But
is
yeah,
that a
she's-
girl or
yeah,
is that a
I think
dude?
that's a girl. She's trying not to laugh. I mean, there's some concern. This guy, he's definitely. But man, this guy's got a thick ass.
You know
neck.
what's crazy? After all this, They probably went back to their barracks and they all bust out laughing.
Oh my God, you know
Nigga, you seen that? Bruh.
they're tripping all
Bruh.
the time and shit.
Bruh.
Fake falling. He
Oh,
blames the ground.
what?
Props to the one black officer there who has not cracked a smile. Not
coulda did
looked
this shit
shocked.
better than this.
This nigga just is swallowing that.
You know what it is, bro?
Stone face.
He's being loyal to Biden because Biden is the OG white man can't jump, essentially, in the presidential.
But he can fall.
White man can't jump, but they can fall.
They can fall.
White man can't walk. I just mean like you think maybe he's just got some loyalty to Barack, and he's like, I'm not about to laugh at his boy.
Nah, but he also don't want to be the only one because if you see how everybody's like not trying not to smirk. If he even smirks,
Not everybody.
no, if he even smirks, that whole headline is look
it's
at
just
this
him,
black
yeah.
man laughing at fucking the president of the country.
Yeah, that's years
Listen.
of practice of not having no facial reactions.
I know guys like him. I grew up around guys like him, and I guarantee you he's never seen anything on the internet that didn't get shown to him directly.
Or if you try to show him some shit, he don't want to see that.
He might get like a sum up that's like one paragraph long in an email. But yeah, he blames the ground, dude. That's the craziest. Oh, there he goes. Now he's laughing with Joe.
With Joe.
With
With Joe.
Good for him, dude. Yeah, you're right. That was the classic.
He probably hit him with the nigga. You wild. Sit your ass down.
See, everybody's laughing because he was okay. But here's the thing, dude. He's not always gonna be okay. Maybe until the end of the term, he can handle these falls.
Yeah, he's running for re-election, and it's like, my nigga, do you think you're gonna make it? Hold on, before I say that, CIA, Secret Service, FBI, I'm not. It's not
a threat.
It's not a threat. I'm just saying, if you look at it, could not, because I don't want no nigga showing up at my door just talking about,
I mean, dude, the boy is like
getting called in the
he's
office.
like a fucking teen rom-com. He falls hard.
Yeah, he just don't have
That's his
papers
whole
in his
thing.
hand.
It's like, this nigga's not going, like, 4 more years of being president is crazy.
He can do it in a bubble suit.
Don't you feel like he kind of has to fall now? Like you like hope he falls now? Maybe not hope, but you're like expect like it's like if you go to see Journey, you expect that motherfucker. You expect him to play the hits.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's
If it was
like,
me, I'd trademark that shit, bro.
yeah,
The
falling.
Biden fall.
What do you think he's gonna do post presidency other than die? Before that,
I don't know. He's probably. I mean, like, because Obama's been thriving post presidency.
bro.
Yeah, but
He
they're
out here
not the
looking
same,
cool as shit.
dude.
Yeah.
Obama's a different animal.
Obama started wearing his shirt unbuttoned to like the third button and like being cool. Got his hair slicked back. He said, "Michelle, I'll be a dad. You can go on." Well, Michelle kind of was like, "You be a dad now. I'm gonna go do my shit."
Yeah. I mean, I take a break too. Shit, you go work, boo boo.
Would you vote for Michelle Obama if
I
she ran for
would.
president?
I would.
I would too.
I
Love that woman.
I don't even care what she does.
love that woman.
I probably would. I'm like being a stickler. Like, well, what are her policies? But like, I probably would.
I guarantee your policies are probably make more sense than whatever Trump was doing.
Yeah,
and
Biden that's
doesn't
such a
even have
low bar.
policies, bro.
Such a low bar. Well,
Biden can't figure out gravity.
That wasn't gravity. That was something that just like
He hits the ground like he's surprised it's there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
But it looked like something pushed him.
Yo, that nigga is so old. Honestly, when I look at Biden, I'm like, I don't want to be ageist, but like at a certain point, people of a certain age shouldn't be allowed in political service.
But they want their presidents old, bro.
Then you want your presidents middle age, bro. Niggas want their presidents to be 50, maybe 60. But if you're pushing 80 as a president, my God.
I'm okay with 50.
I don't even bro.
I'm okay with 45.
I'm cool with 45. I'm maybe 50 at the oldest, but honestly, if you're 60 making policy choices and decisions, you're not gonna be here to like live. That's the problem we have with like the Senate now. It's like niggas is 80 talking about women can't get abortions. Bitch, you not finna be here.
Right? You can't even get a woman pregnant.
Yeah, what are you talking about? It's not, or they're like, or it's like, oh, the children aren't safe because of drag brunch. It's like, my nigga, you have no concept of what's happening. You can't open your email, right? Like,
Right.
You can't open your email.
Also, go to a drag brunch and try not to have fun.
like,
I dare you.
You see these niggas interviewing like on TikTok, and they're like, "Well, does TikTok make your Wi-Fi not work? Because my kids got TikTok and my Wi-Fi doesn't work." It's like, no, nigga, that's not.
Pay your Wi-Fi bill.
You are 75 and have no concept of technology. Like, please leave public service.
You know, it's funny. So my mom voted for Trump the first time, right?
Oh, she's from Florida. That's to
She's
be
from
expected.
Florida, but here's the thing: my mom does not have political opinions whatsoever. My mom is a wonderful woman. She's not in tune with the world, really, right? She lives in a bubble. She's really into fitness. That's always been her thing. Whatever. so she was dating this guy who was kind of a right winger. He was like 65. You know what I mean? And he's like an
Ugh.
old white guy from Florida, just like the worst kind of guy. And
I bet you can push that nigga over like that.
Yeah. fuck
nah,
him.
bro, he was actually a problem. This man was like he like won like a world taekwondo tournament in Japan and shit. He was like a buff, ripped
Oh, so
old
you got
guy.
poison him. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a good point actually.
You're from Florida. Shoot that nigga.
Oh yeah, I just yeah.
If he
was in my
doesn't
yard,
shoot back.
so I got to I can shoot him legally.
It is a stand your ground state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stand your ground. Biden's never done that. But, so my mom votes for Trump, and I remember, and I wrote a joke about this during the pandemic, but I remember being like, Mom, why would you vote for Trump? Like, can't you just tell that, fuck the politics. Can't you just tell he's like a bad guy? Mm-hmm. And she was like, yeah, but you know what? I think that your world needs change, and that like sometimes to like build something, you got to break it.
What?
And it's just like, break it. You're gonna be dead.
Yeah.
We're breaking it for us.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the one that has to fix this.
That's
Right.
crazy. She just was like, I voted for Trump. All right, I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Peace.
And she's not that old, but still, she's 64, I think.
Yo, that should be pissing me off because they'll be like, yeah, you know, we in the future. I'm like, future? What future, nigga?
Right.
Y'all have ruined this for us.
But then again, it's like, how young would you really trust people to be doing things, right? Like the cutoff for presidency is 35.
I think 35 for presidency is fine. I do think they should lower the Senate and House, or the Senate, because the Senate you have to be 35 as well, right? I think
That I don't know.
I think that is right. You have to be 35 to be in the Senate, because House you can be as young as 18 or something like that. We are looking it up for those on the podcast. That was what the dead air is for. Age of candidacy laws. I think age of candidacy laws in the United States. Just click the Wikipedia. You gotta. Yeah. So to be
It varies state by state for governor. I didn't realize that.
yeah.
Damn, you only have to be 18 in California.
Yeah. Well, scroll down for national. Scroll down for national.
Is there one?
There should be.
Secretary of... Oh, I guess...
These are for state government.
There's a Secretary of State
For
for
per
each state?
Yes.
Oh, I'm an
hold on.
idiot.
Scroll over to the for federal government, state government. Oh,
I
that's
guess
what
it's
it
just
is.
this.
President 35, United States Senator 30, and then representative is 25. I think if to be a United States representative, you could listen, for the House it should be 18, for the Senate it should be 25, for the president 35. Honestly, just
But aren't you hoping nobody 18 wins that shit?
I was just looking at that.
For the
Like,
House-
California has 18 across
for
the board.
for the fucking House, I'm fine. For a state representative, I'm fine. You can be 18 and be a state. Honestly, because here's the thing: if you're a state representative, if you're running for state representative at 18, no one's voting for you at 18.
Probably.
So you'll maybe 23.
But what if you got like TikTok influence? You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Like you're
They probably-
famous as
okay,
shit.
all right, but
They
like,
might,
maybe,
but they also, I don't think they changed it because they probably did do 18 back in the day because motherfuckers was dying at like 25,
Yeah.
29.
so it's like
That's kind of true. Yeah, it might be just old.
I would say for the House 18, for the Senate 25, and then yeah, you can keep the president at 35. But like,
Do we just need a max age for president?
I do kind of. It's and people get mad. They're like, "That's ages," but like, yeah. So
That's
what?
so stupid. It's age. Oh, let's just make a baby president while we're at
Yeah,
it.
like what? I mean, if we're gonna do it one way, let's do it another. I'm sorry that you think that at 70 you have the capacity to run the government, but you don't.
Right.
We've
It's like
put
saying-
it in your hands, and you keep fucking it up.
All right,
And
the
they don't even
Philadelphia.
exercise.
You said what?
They don't even exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
that
live
should be a
like frat
requirement.
boys. If you see
Yeah.
like if you see the houses that the senators live in, they live like frat boys.
Like it's like full of other people. You mean?
Well, they live like 7 people to a house. Like senators and representatives.
want that.
They rent houses in Capitol Hill so they don't have to go back to their like home states or like have a second house out here, and so they live like there was like a 60 Minutes about it. Like they live like in rat infested. Like you remember Triangle House where Ross and Jose used to live? They live like in that.
Just a place for their mistresses and shit.
For their mission.
Probably just as much coke.
They fucking mistresses on mattresses with no bed sheets.
Oh, so they Instagram models.
Yeah.
How old is AOC? She 35 yet?
My age, I think she's like 30.
Yeah.
Maybe she's a year or two older than me.
Also, don't know her policies. Don't really care.
She's a moderately leftist.
I just like I really do vote on like character. Like truly, I think that almost matters more. And I don't know. I think a lot of people would consider that uneducated. But also, it's like the trickle down. When you're us, the trickle down, you don't see any of that shit.
It's just listen, it's the vibes of being white. You can just vote. No, I'm fucking with you.
I mean, I guess you're kind of right? If there's one person who wants police reform, but they're not cool, and then the other person is cool and doesn't want police reform, that might be a problem. But usually the cool people want the liberal shit.
I want the cool shit. Yeah,
I think it should be at a point where, especially if you're a man and trying to get in a house or whatever, where you just like you should womanize first.
Why? What do you think that teaches you?
It don't teach you shit, but like lose your virginity first, and then get out there. You know.
You got to be in the world.
In the world. Like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, be in the world to have some type of context.
You should be required to have a 4-year degree for any fucking one of these.
I think that too.
You have to have a 4-year degree to become a cop in D.C.
In DC, you do?
Yeah.
Good, because you should. If they're gonna give
There's
you a gun,
workaround,
you
but
should definitely have a 4-year degree.
There's some like military stuff where it's like that they count certain things.
You can do a bunch of shit if you're in the military first. Dude, they throw you in shit if you get out the military.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
If you get the right MOS where it's like a practical job.
Jesus. Yeah. I do think there should be an age limit on like how old you can be to be a certain thing though. Like I don't think after 65 you should be allowed to.
Maybe you have to get voted in before you're 65.
Yeah, if you get voted in at 64, finish out your fucking term, but you're not running for a second one.
Right. Because then it's like what? If you get at 65, you get out, you're damn near 70 years old.
And that's presidency. Senators is what, 6 years? So you're at 76?
Yeah.
Who wants to work that hard when you old, dog? Like, who wants to work your mind that hard?
Well, if you imagine, though, that's kind of probably been their goal their whole life.
I could give a fuck, my nigga.
That's what I'm saying, bro. After like 45, if I didn't accomplish my goals, nigga, I'm getting 2 women. I might get a house, and I'm gonna just raise kids.
Yeah, bro. Go do something else, man. Yeah. Please leave us alone.
Live on an island.
Stop ruining shit for us.
I might be a dictator for an island. I don't know. I gotta see how I feel.
Do you think Biden wanted to be president? Or do you think that they were like, listen, we think you can win. We need you to do this.
I think a little bit of both.
Yeah.
To sway the votes from Trump? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they were trying to ride Obama.
That nigga was going to lose to Trump without the fucking pandemic.
You think so?
Oh, no.
You mean because Trump dropped the ball?
Trump fucked up the pandemic so bad that he lost himself the election. Biden didn't win shit. Trump lost.
That's because he didn't predict he kept lying about, it's not going to come over here. And then it came.
Yeah.
And then he caught it.
Yeah. I mean, everybody did, dude.
He kept saying it's not real.
I've never had COVID.
Really?
Nope.
He probably had it. You didn't know it.
Maybe
some people said that I might have been one of those people who
just didn't display symptoms.
Not non-symptom people. But I don't think I've never tested positive for it, and I've whenever I've quote unquote you got the little notices you've been exposed or you've been in an area where someone was exposed, and I'll test myself 3 days after, and for the next 3 or 4 days, do like the little at-home test, maybe send a test in, and it's always come back negative.
Those are Nigerian genes.
It's impressive. Listen, I mean, the first time I got it because I was working in medicine, so I knew I was going to get it. Everybody had it around me.
Yeah.
Second time was stand-up. Third time was stand-up.
I remember the times it happened in stand-up. It was like a circle of us that got sick.
Yeah.
The first time I got it, I was in New York. And everybody had it in New York.
Yeah.
Everybody, dude. Every open mic was canceled that week.
I heard New York was crazy.
Yeah, it was wild. I mean, we were really, I mean, it's like, bro, we'd go to like 4 mics in a day, interact with 80 people who also went to 4 different mics. You know what I'm saying? It's like the movie, it's like the end of Planet of the Apes.
That's the one thing I'm moving in July, and that's one of the things I'm not looking forward to is having to start from the middle again. I'm not going to the bottom.
The
again,
middle.
But like start from the middle and like
You probably, yeah, I would say middle.
yeah.
There's a big gap though between
think
middle
you'd
and
be
the
good,
top.
man.
That's the weird thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, it took me because of COVID, 5 years to get where I am in D.C. in comedy.
Yeah.
So I think without COVID, I would have probably been passed at all the clubs and have performed there within like 3.5, maybe 3.5 years. So if I can do that in like 2/3 of the time in New York, get up there and within like 2 years be passed at a good chunk of the clubs and like be a regular on different shows, and
Yeah.
I'm already traveling to like Boston and Philly and come back down here, do shows, and down to Richmond and all of that shit, get Texas and Oklahoma. I'll be fine. But
Yeah.
Dude, how do you guys feel about the confirmation that Chappelle's building a club in DC?
Oh, the fucking Reeve Center shit.
yeah, everyone's
I thought that was
excited
dope.
for it, but it's still like what 3 or 4 years away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, how to think about from when Joe Rogan said he was building a club to Comedy Mothership opened this year, and Joe Rogan said he was going
About
to do
like
that
2 years,
shit 3 years ago. Yeah, so it's going to take 2 to 3 years to do. Think how long it took Sean to get one. Sean, like, it still took him.
Oh,
a year.
yeah.
And he had the
But
the
he
money
didn't build
and the
it
means.
either, right? Rogan,
Yeah.
Rogan renovated his entire. I guess so did Sean.
Yeah, so did Sean.
Yeah.
But like, it took Sean a year and some change.
It's a hotbed comedy.
Yeah, Hotbed Comedy Club, and it took Joe Rogan 2.5, 3 years to do his. So I mean, I'm guesstimating because niggas is gonna be niggas. It's gonna take Chappelle like 2 to 3 years on the longer end to do his.
But he already has the he just has to build it. I'm pretty sure he has.
I mean, people will come, no question.
No, they're probably lining up already. They come. They don't even know what the fuck's going on.
I'm curious to know what it means for us.
I wonder what it's a big pull, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the city for
For
comedy,
yeah.
for comedy goers, but also
Yeah.
for comics.
Yeah.
And then you got to think like, okay, are they going to be polling from local talent at all? Like, will there be some
I think
sort of
so.
connection?
I think so. I mean, like, I have some friends that are in Austin, and when Comedy Mothership came, it's like pretty. It's pretty like reachable for like like the local.
Yeah, but
talent,
Rogan
like
is super hands-on. Dave Chappelle won't be.
won't be. I don't know, but like I can't imagine they won't. At least when it comes to like, look at this. When it comes to like getting like openers, maybe not features, but like openers and like door people and people to do.
Well, everybody who comes
showcases.
there will have their own feature, I imagine.
Yeah.
If anything, I know he'll have door people.
Yeah, door people, between door people and people regulars on showcases, I think like there'll be like a strong pool of maybe like 30 to 40 comics that they pull. Same as
Yeah.
Hotbed, you know what I mean?
We have to see, dog, because I don't think so.
I mean, I kind of foresee like, so Comedy Mothership has like 2 open mics a week, and and all the door guys get spots, and they're all comics, not door guys,
Yeah.
door people. We know whatever the fuck they are. And yeah, there's opportunity to like pull from the local scene to like work your way into the club for those better spots. I just don't like. I do think it's because Rogan, his sentiment is like completely like, I'm trying to make like a good comedy club
comics
for
club,
comics.
yeah.
Yeah. Chappelle will only be there when he's in town already for something else, I imagine.
Yeah, and I imagine it depends on who he gets to manage the club, right?
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
which
Tony.
is. I was just about to say that.
That'd be so funny. He'd be
I
horrible
highly
at
doubt
it.
if he could.
Nah,
Tony's around.
Tony would just be able to do whatever he wants there.
Yeah.
I don't think Tony would, but like whoever he gets to gets, if he gets someone like who's competent to manage it, I'm sure it'll be fine. Like I don't know, I'll be up in New York, but I'm gonna be coming down trying to like network my way.
For sure.
You know what everybody else is.
Yeah. Well, listen. Like, here's my thing though. As long as Tim gets in, I'm a ride. Shouts out Tim Miller. I love you. I'm finna be like Tim, help a nigga out when he gets in. I'm riding his coattails in. I'm riding everybody's coattails.
I do. I mean, yeah, I'm optimistic. I was talking to Victor about this the other day, and he was like, "We'll never get in there. It'll be horrible. It'll like take away from our audiences." And I was like, I don't
No,
think so.
man.
There's so much audience to go around.
Yeah,
There's
bro.
so much
like,
audience to
DC
go
is,
around.
DC is so massive and it's so transient. There's always audience doing turnover. Like, this city is literally big enough for like 7, 8 comedy clubs. No
Yeah.
questions asked.
I do think we need another one like soon.
Yeah, I mean, there are like what 5 in the area. It's like
I
Draft
guess what do you
House,
consider comedy clubs,
Loft.
right? Like, are we still calling the Comedy Loft? I mean, yes, the Comedy Loft counts as a club.
Yeah,
I'm
Comedy
not trying to
Loft,
bash them, but
Draft House.
they're losing headliners, bro. It's a dying business. Respectfully, I shouldn't even be saying that.
Yeah, or don't say that too loud. You got to get booked there,
I
King.
know.
Hey, yo,
Shit,
clip
hey, by the way, I'll be there next month.
Room 808. You know what I mean?
808's not a club.
Kinda
You know, it's
is.
an indies venue.
It kind of is a club. Even, like,
It is to the comics. At least.
well, I mean, like even to the people that like book there, it's like people choose 808 over like Comedy Loft or choose it
and
over.
they probably.
Don't say that. I'm not
Because
gonna
the
let you.
intimacy.
I won't hate on any club. 808 has amazing comics. Hotbed has amazing comics. Like the Improv has amazing comics. Like there's all these spots, but what we need is a multi-room club.
That is true. We like yeah. I guess
You're talking about like how the improv is with the side room.
You know, Improv has those two
and
rooms,
Loft
but
have 2 rooms, but like if we could get one with like 3, that would be booming.
3 rooms and like, 3 shows a night on weekends and 2 shows every other day, that kind of thing.
Man, that would be crazy.
Like Hotbed's schedule, but on the Improv.
I'm just thinking about it. It's gonna be so annoying trying to get in.
yeah.
To Chappelle.
Because just the amount of comics that you barely see that are like on anything. They only show up at certain shows. They're
Facts.
gonna be fucking.
Yeah, but hopefully it'll be talent based. Hopefully it'll be somebody who's in charge who knows the talent.
It's never talent.
Yeah, bro. It's
I
gonna be
know.
who's the.
It needs to be, bro. I don't know.
I
if
agree
I,
with you. I mean, like that's comedy in a nutshell. It's never like you would ideally love it to be merit based, right?
Yeah.
And DC is probably better for that than most places, but like it's never 100% merit based.
Yeah.
And a good chunk of it is like based off of like
It's the social stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
likability and
which
shit like that.
sucks for me so much.
Because
be
people
crazy,
hate
bro.
you on site.
You funny as shit. It's gonna be
Jay
somebody.
knows what's up, bro.
It's gonna be somebody.
Jay hated me on site.
I didn't hate you. I thought you didn't like me at first, but
And that's why I got to tell you stop thinking so much. Well, not you, but like you stop thinking.
Until they'll come back and be like, oh my God, Jay's so funny and nice. I'm like, who the fuck is Jay, bro? Fuck Jay.
At one point, I was talking to Matilda, and you've had Matilda on the podcast, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're trying to wait a little bit.
Okay, well, for the people listening, that's for the 14 people listening. Matilda is
50.
Jack's for the 1,400 people listening. Matilda is Jack's girlfriend. She's also a comedian, and I met her first, and we'd be hanging out, and we're like goofing, and like Matilda was like one of the younger comics that I was like. It was like a gaggle of them that like I was like
Yeah, there's
bullying.
like 4 of us.
Yeah, that was like bullying, but like in a friendly way. Just like I want y'all to succeed. And we would like hang out, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if Jack likes me because whenever I see y'all, Matilda was always like, hi, and then you'd be like, it was good. I'm like, I don't.
Well, it's funny. You didn't bully me at first though, and I was like, I guess Jay doesn't fuck with me.
Yeah, that is right. If I don't bully you,
He didn't tell me to quit, so apparently he does want me to quit.
I can't even say anything because I think at the first interaction, I was like, he a sexy, ugly nigga.
Yeah, you did. You said I was
said it twice.
sexy, ugly, or hot, ugly, hot, whatever the fuck you said.
Yeah.
He called you Pete Davidson. That's crazy.
Bro,
I
everybody
didn't
calls
call
me
him.
Pete
No, he
Davidson.
looks so much more better than Pete Davidson.
No, but Pete Davidson is like the pinnacle of ugly hot, right? Like where he's
No,
like,
it's not
No,
hot about
I
Pete
kind of
Davidson.
agree. Here's the thing,
I
though.
love him to death. He's funny as
You said
shit.
there's nothing hot about him?
No.
Well, he's not your type, bro. But
He's
you're
not-
also not gay.
Yeah,
You know
like
what I mean?
women love this nigga Pete Davidson.
Because
Like
he's
as
like
a straight
the
man,
normal.
the man you're attracted to, it's different. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's the normal funny guy, but he's not trying to be funny.
I know. That is why he's
That's why
likable.
women like him.
I actually like him, if I'm being honest, and I wish I hated him, but I truly think we would be good friends.
Yeah,
I
he
feel
seems
like
like
we
a
would
cool.
have a
dude.
lot in common.
I love that King of Staten Island movie.
I have
so good.
a question. So
Yeah.
who's the famous person that you're convinced that if you met them in real life, you and them would be like homies?
That's a good question, actually. I do think about this type of stuff a lot. I don't know, man. I used to feel like, comedians are just famous people.
Just a famous person in general, but comedian. They can't.
Honestly,
be
bro, I think Channing Tatum and I would be like really close.
Oh, you gonna take my person?
For
Slut.
real?
You
But
gonna
no,
say
we could all
Channing
hang
Tatum?
out.
Nah, I wasn't.
All right, fine, we won't.
I do want to meet Moose from Step Up though.
Who would you be your famous person, kid?
Probably Moose from Step Up, or I think I would get like super along with I don't know, man. Fucking was it Scott Adkins?
Wait, who's Scott Atkins?
He's the dude, and he's a martial arts guy. He was the fat guy in John Wick 4.
I can't see anything.
Child,
This guy?
Yeah,
That's so funny.
yeah.
Why? Why do you think you would get along with this guy?
He has a personality I like.
Oh, he was in Undisputed. I remember him from that.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Or fucking Michael J. White.
Michael J. White, yeah.
I love Michael J. White, dude. He plays some funny ass like
He played Spawn in the movie.
not
I'm
even
hip,
Spawn,
yeah.
like when
I mean,
he
he's
was
in
black
old
when he
Kung
was
Fu.
Black Dynamite.
Oh, Black. Oh, he did do Black Diamond. And,
Bro, he just seems like a cool ass dude.
and he was in Why Did I Get Married 1 and 2.
I'm not watching that shit.
But you think he would like you though?
Oh my god.
Because I think Channing would like me. Like I think Channing would be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You think so?
Yeah,
would
I do.
Enjoy
I do.
hanging out with you.
He'd be like, you don't dance though? I'm like, nah.
That's so
But I
funny.
don't think he dances like the force dancing on other people.
Yeah, well, yeah, all right, sure. Probably not. He seems like a nice guy. I don't think he would force me to
He'd
dance.
just be like, "Yo, what's up, Jack? Yo, battle me right now.
That's so funny.
Battle me, and I'll be your friend if you win."
There's a few. I mean, I honestly think Drake and I would get along too, though. So I feel like I'm going for a vibe. Of
Yeah,
just like
I
chill
want to meet
people.
like Vince Staples and Tyler the Creator and Kenny Beats. I feel like I get along with all
I
of
love
them.
Vince Staples, but I think he would make me mad, so I want to fight him.
I don't think any of those people think they would relate to me.
Nah, I want to meet Vince Staples and I don't know if me and him would get along, but I would love to be in that nigga's group because every time you hear that nigga talking, he be saying some off the wall intelligent shit
Yeah.
that make you laugh, and I just want to be in the area when he be like, yeah, you know, you da da da. He'd be like, yeah, the government is all about it. The government did 9/11, some fact, and you just be like, what?
He is clearly a really
Yo,
smart
nigga,
guy.
Ray J the goat. Like, what?
He's a talented dude. I watched The White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah,
remake with
oh,
Jack Harlow.
yeah.
You watch it?
He has. Yeah, I
He's
saw
in the
all
movie?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He has like real good comedic timing,
Yeah.
and like people
Yeah.
have told him. Apparently, he's working on a TV show, but I like that's another sitcom I would do. Would be like him and like I would take a British rapper and do like a fish out of water of him going to London and like being like because he's like notoriously it was a Crip gangster,
Right.
and so it's like I want to put him in like Britain with like where he's like visiting his cousin who's like a roadman out there. Who's like a British gangster. and
Just
he's-
for the street.
Get him into like a palace or
yeah,
something.
just being like on the state ends, like, oh, hey mate, what's your block? And like Vince Staples is just like deadpan, like, the fuck are you saying? Like, what are we in?
Crip.
Like,
Nah, he ain't gonna yell Crip. He probably like, yo, y'all ain't got no In-N-Out burger over here.
Yeah,
All this
well,
fucking fish and chips.
on Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, we going to the chicken spot. The chicken spot. Oh, y'all say less, and then you get there. He's like, nigga, this ain't chicken.
This is fish and chips. Well, we gotta wrap up soon. You gotta leave at 6, right?
6. As long as I'm home by 6:30, so I can like put on pants to go to the.
What are you doing
Improv.
tonight?
I'm performing at the DC Improv.
Hell yeah.
Which
We've had
room?
lounge, but we've had a showcase the whole weekend. So it's like 2 on Friday, 2 yesterday, and 1 today.
Yeah,
That's gonna be lit.
that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I can't wait to. I need to get the fuck in that lounge.
That was fun, yo.
Yeah. Once we get
Done it
off,
once.
mic, I'll tell you what I did to get in there. We can.
All right,
and
bet.
you can probably do that. I just don't want. Cause I don't want that thing to come back to me. Yeah,
I'm
man.
convinced Abraxas to listen to our podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw her yesterday
Alexis,
at Brock's
please.
house.
She's so nice. She was making fun of me on Friday, and it's like it's so funny because she's always been nice to me, and we're friendly, but I didn't know we were friends until Friday, and she was like joking with me, and I was like, and she was like, yeah. She found out I was going to New York, and she was like, you're gonna leave me and not tell me? And we just became friends, and in my mind, I'm like, we're friends. Like I was like, oh my god, you think we're friends?
She is
This
so
great.
sweet, bro. She's like a
Yeah,
super
she's so
cool
fucking
woman.
sweet, man.
I was happy. Yeah, I was like, oh, wait, you think we're friends? Oh my god, I didn't know.
You know what's funny? She'll bag on you and with a straight face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super straight face.
Dude, the shit she posts on Instagram makes me think we would get along. She's the celebrity we all get along with. 'Cause
Nah, she's her
she'll
own
post like a
person.
gopher playing
Yeah.
Xbox or
Yeah.
something. Like she'll post
I
like
love her for
like
that,
a bird
yo.
wearing
That's
a
so
hat.
funny.
I'm like, damn, she gets me. she would love my stand-up if she listened.
She understands me at my core. Yeah, no.
Well, let me ask you this. So to start to wrap up, So you're about to film your 30-minute special at 808. Are there tickets available still?
The tickets still available. We're a little more than halfway sold out for the 8 o'clock. The 10 o'clock is selling, but we're not there yet. So if you want to come, I don't know if this is going to be up in time.
Yeah, the clips will be at least.
But if you want to come, please. 10 o'clock show is lots of tickets. 8 o'clock show halfway sold out, but would love to have you. It's going to be like, it's supposed to be a half hour, but that's probably edited, so it's probably going to be like 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Fuck around, bro.
Listen, nobody cares about, we're good. Nobody cares about my opinion on comics because nobody knows who I am. And if you're listening to this, you probably are watching the first 3.5 minutes. So if you've made it this far, then we fuck with you, and you should definitely, if you're in the DC area, go to 808. Jay's funny.
One of the funniest motherfuckers in DC.
I appreciate it.
He's funny. He's been working hard on it. It's gonna be taping, so we wanted to get all hot and fun, and
I'm looking forward to it.
Make sure everybody got their fucking alcoholic beverages before you start taping.
Shit, we might just bring some for that one.
Honestly, I might bring some
bro.
just to hand out. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm like, it's so funny because everyone's been like, all the older people have been giving me advice. They're like, oh, I hear you recording something, and then they'll give me some advice. And then like all the younger people are like, obviously like, oh my God, I can't believe you're recording things. But like some of the advice is like great, and some of it is like some people are like, yeah, man, you want to make sure you have like an hour's worth of material and this, that, and the third. And in my head, I'm like, did you think I just invested all this money and didn't have the material on deck?
It is stupid. Also, I don't think you should take advice from older comics because they didn't do comedy now. And not even that, but like if they're older comics right now and they aren't successful, then like their methods haven't been that effective, and I don't even mean to hate on that at all.
One of those people.
but to be fair though, Keith, like you did your album, and there's a guy back in Dallas where I started named Josh Johnson, not the Josh Johnson that everyone knows from Chicago, but he's a different Josh Johnson.
He's from Chicago. I didn't know
he's from Chicago, but the Josh Johnson. Long story short, Josh Johnson from Dallas. If you know, you know. He has a Comedy Central credit. He put out an album, and that was the first time I ever realized you could put, like, I knew about specials, but that was the first time it ever occurred to me that you could just do it on your own. Yeah. And then I saw, when I moved here, I saw you put out your album, and I was like, oh yeah, niggas can just do what they want by themselves. And so that's one of the things that like put it in my head that I was like, because I think when I saw Josh do it, I was like, the idea came to me, and that's when I first started like formulating, oh, if I had a album, or if I had a special, what would I call it? And then I saw you do it by yourself, and I was like, oh, it's entirely possible. You don't even have to be like, because Josh had a Comedy Central credit, and not trying to shit on you anyway, but like, it's like, oh, you don't even have to have, like, you don't have to be famous in any way. You can just do it because you want to do it, and it could be for you. Like,
but
I did it mainly for me.
Yeah.
But I did it because like I got I've been doing it for so long, and I got all these signature jokes that I need to have on something. Yeah. And I need something for myself.
Yeah, and that was part of my thought process, and it just worked out that it's also like I'm recording it right before I leave like DC, which has been such a big city for me comedically and like in my life. So it's like, yeah.
And in a room that you know really well and that you've done a million times.
That I love dearly.
Fun crowds.
Shouts out Room 808. Shouts out Martin Amini for building that.
Hell yeah, dude. That shit is.
Answer my DM.
Honestly, we've shouted out Martin Amini a number of times in this podcast because it's funny how often like his blueprint of his like path to success comes up.
He built it from the ground up.
People, Martin Amini is. I'm not gonna, obviously get too deep into it, but people want to say what they want to say about Martin. But like, I think he did build up his. He works hard like a motherfucker. He built his shit, and he gave back to the community. Yeah. He like built a comedy club ostensibly for himself, so he had somewhere to perform, but like, gave it back to the people.
Yeah, but it's running all the time.
It's running, and it's like...
Nah, he built that shit for us first. It just so happened that, like, it was over the pandemic where he needed to build it. Yeah.
And it's, and he's very affable to, like, letting people, like... I think I'm funny, but I don't think I'm anyone super special, especially right now. And, like, when I was fully ready for him to be like, nah, you can't headline. You know what I mean? Or like give me some like bunk deal or some shit like that. But he was like very affable, very like cool. Like, all right, this is the situation. This is the breakdown. Like, this is what I would suggest you do. This is like very cool to me. Like took time out of his day to like be like, hey, I know this is what do you think your fan base is, and what do you think you can fill, and what would you rely on our thing to fill? Okay, this is what I would suggest, and this, that, and the third, and that's real cool. He ain't have to do that, so
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Room Rate 808, check it out.
We'll post a link to
And
the
then
tickets.
shouts out to Mana and Close Out Comedy, who's going to be distributing the album portion of it around Halloween. And shouts out to I'm going to be putting out the video part of it. Christmas
And shouts
Day.
out to your director,
out-
Jack Schwartz.
Shouts out to Jack Schwartz, my director.
Shout out to Jesus.
It'll be my first time directing a comedy special, and I'm fucking pumped, bro.
I think
it'll be cool.
I think it's gonna be funny because I'm gonna put it out on Christmas, and then I think your shit is just gonna get blown up with niggas being like, "Hey, I saw you did Jay's special."
Yeah, I think locally especially, because I think honestly, bro, I feel truly slept on when it comes to doing that type of shit.
Yeah.
Because people will be like, "I'll give you $100 to come film my show," and I'll be like, "Sure," and I'll come film their show, and they're like, "It doesn't look like a comedy special," and it's like, "Yeah, it's because it's not.
it's
dude.
$100.
It's a tape.
Yeah, this is just a video that you want.
Right.
No, but I've seen your work, and I've recommended you for other comedians.
Yeah, yeah.
asking you, so,
There's a few people who have recommended me. It's nice.
Yeah.
that's
I
dope.
believe in you comedically and videography.
Videography. Shake my man hand.
It's about to
Both
be
of y'all.
awkward. I was up there
So
too long.
get ready
So-
for this shit. What he just said with the video shit, people gonna be hitting you, and it's gonna be a whole bunch of newer comedians. As soon as you put this special out, bro, and I hate to say it, they are gonna be like, I think I can do it. So
Oh
get
my
ready
God,
for
yeah.
that.
Oh,
so
it's-
you're gonna have they gonna be like, yeah. Any advice? Because I was thinking about. Even like that, you've been doing this for like 6 months, a year, 2 years. I'm not giving it a limit of where you should put some shit out, but like, get ready for that talk, bro.
That's so
Oh, bro,
funny.
it's already been pop. Remember the other day?
Yeah,
We won't even say
Get
the
ready for
name,
that
but we
shit.
were out front of 808, and a comic was like, you might hear this, but comic was like, like, how much would it be for a special? And Jay and I were both like, stop,
So, yo,
stop.
this
Right.
is not the time. I'm 8 years in, and even now, sometimes I think like maybe it's too early. But like,
No,
but
it's
you,
not.
but you know because you're doing a 30-minute special, so
Yeah.
you know that you're like, I wanted it to be as tight as
like
possible.
I could do an hour, but the project itself that it's based around, like the project is based around like an idea, and like the idea itself is only like 40 minutes of material.
Yeah.
Like of which I have like all of my material, the jokes are based around like the concept of being an adult and like what that entails. And so all of that is 40 minutes of like hard hitting, you're gonna laugh material. So for me to parse that, I'm gonna take that 40 minutes and parse it down to 30. We're doing a little what do they say? Showing you how the meat gets made, the sausage gets made, little inside baseball here. So it's 40 minutes of material, 40 to 45 minutes of material. Some people say up to an hour. And you take that and you parse it down. You're gonna edit it. You're gonna take the best jokes out of it, because I'm gonna do 2 shows. So it's gonna be 90 minutes, 45 minutes of material, 90 minutes across. Is that 90? That's not 90 minutes.
Yeah,
What
it
is
is.
40? Okay, yeah, 90 minutes across 2 shows. We're gonna parse that down into one video of 30 minutes, 35-ish minutes, an album of around that length too. The album is probably gonna have some slightly different jokes than the actual video special.
A little extra.
Yeah, so don't just be aware, guys. If this is something if you're listening to this and you're, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years in, and this is something you want to do, keep in mind, or even if you're 1 year in and you think it's a cool idea, just know you should have 40 minutes, 45 at minimum going into recording a half-hour special. Don't.
And it's not like doing that joke with that line that doesn't really hit, but you got to fill the time. Like, it's got to be like,
Shit that you've been doing.
This is a murderous material.
yeah, it
This
should
is,
be as tight as a 5.
This is exactly. It's 30. I could do all 40 minutes with no laughter, straight from memory. You need to be able to do it not only straight from memory, but like you need to be able to do it where every time you take a breath or that you come to a pause, a natural pause in your joke, it is filled with laughter. Come on, guys, don't put mediocre shit out.
Yeah,
Right.
but they gonna do it anyway because they say they want to say I got some shit out. But he's saying
But
it
we'll
to
be
do
shitting
it.
on all of them.
Yeah,
Although there
he's
are
saying
a bunch
that
of specials coming out.
Jay's saying it to like take this shit serious.
Take this shit
Because
seriously.
you're
bro.
shopping at the fucking Comedy Central.
Yeah, and like this is opportunity. Like I seen there's a nigga named Niles Abston, and over the pandemic he put out his shit. He had a special come out called "Girls Don't Twerk to Joke." Shouts out to that nigga. And I've seen that nigga. He took that and flipped it into like. Now he's got like he's working on a Comedy Central deal. He wrote. Fuck, what episode? He wrote an episode of. He's writing for Dave Little Dicky show now. He's like, you know, he did
That's a good ass look.
He did a festival. He like basically put together a festival in New York, and the nigga's based out of L.A. But he put together like a 4-night festival, a comedy festival in New York. He like every time you see this nigga, he's thriving, and he did that all off the jump from putting out a well thought out special, and it's like. I don't know if that's going to happen for me, but like I'm taking this shit seriously just in case.
But you never know though.
These opportunities do come my way.
Yeah. But plus, you know, even if it doesn't blow up on the internet on its own, the people you show it to who matter will see it and respect it.
Exactly.
And when you building a following, bro, and you just continue doing comedy, and I was talking to D about this shit, once you get to a certain point where like people want to look for you, they'll look at your catalog.
Yeah, it's your old mixtapes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, bro. And you know how old mixtapes be hitting.
Yes, for real.
Yep.
All right, fuck yeah, dude. I'm excited. Go get tickets. There'll be a link in wherever this is. And fucking come out and see. And I'm performing on the first show if I'm more your speed. You know what I mean? Come check me out. Maybe Keith will pop up and hang out. Maybe you should sell some fucking cookies at that.
I wouldn't do that at this show. That's disrespectful.
Selling cookies?
Yeah.
You're not really stepping on it.
I don't want it to make it about me though.
Yeah, that's what'll happen. These cookies are so good.
These cookies is crack.
Fuck your joke.
That's so funny because Keith used to be. I know we got to end soon, but Keith used to be like when I first popped up. You were my cookie dealer.
I was everybody's cookie
I used
dealer.
to joke because Keith used to walk around with cookies in his backpack and be like, "Yo, what you need, bro? I got you. You want some snickerdoodles? I got you 2 for $3." And it felt like a drug deal.
Yeah. Get two
Oh,
red
it's a drug
velvets.
deal. Flour and sugar, baby, the other white drug.
The other white drug. All right, hell yeah, dude. This has been freaking episode 11 of Triple Grits Podcast. We're moving along. This is our third time having a guest, Jay Agbon.
Shouts out.
Freaking clap it up for Jay Agbon, Keith.
Shouts out. Thank y'all for having me. This has been fantastic. I love it. I love it. Big fan of the podcast that I've listened to 3 times. I can't wait to listen to some more.
You're gonna listen to this episode. Huh?
I am gonna listen to.
You
this.
probably won't. Right?
I am. I every time I've done a podcast on any podcast, I have to listen to myself. Just it's like a cringe factor.
I think
thing.
until you're sick of it doing that, like if you're doing a lot more podcasts. Anyway, come check out more Triple Grits Podcast. This is the only podcast where you can catch out like all the DC comics that you see at Hotbed, the Improv, the Draft House, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Also, check it out.
I know my mom is gonna listen to this when she finds out I'm on a podcast again. So shouts out to my mom.
Shouts out to Jay's mom, Mama Agbon, dude.
I was like, shout out to Mom and Jesus.
Yeah,
Mom, Bob.
All
All right, hell yeah. And hey, to Jay's dad, man, you should have let this man go to art school.
Nah, it's fine, pops. My Bob is good. I've been to therapy. I'm over it. But I love you. I love my mom. Love my dad. Shouts out.
I love you all. Bye.